beautiful makeup lovers, thank you so much for tuning in with me today and a very warm welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do another new makeup releases video where I'm speaking about new makeup releases and my thoughts on them. I want to mention always in the beginning that I don't have the goal to have always all the new makeup releases presented here, just the ones that for the good or the bad catch my attention and that I have some thoughts on. So I also want to tell that I'm on a low buy currently, so it's a little bit of a different perspective on it. Let's say that usually when I did those, I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna pick this up. Like it was always like 50-50 more or less. Well, let's face it, was more like 70% getting it, 30% not getting it. But this time it's just more a reflection on the products itself, what I think about them, and some of them I will not be able to pick them up because for some makeup items I actually do a no buy. So, you know, some of them I will say like, I would love to try this, but I can't. So just a heads up. And before I'm gonna ramble on more, I'm gonna scooch to the side so I can insert pictures here later. Okay, so this is the first thing that I want to speak about. This is a teaser from Certify on a new palette that is a blue and green palette, obviously. It doesn't have a name yet as far as I could tell from the Instagram posts that I saw. But yeah, I mean like this is nice. I love blues, I love greens. So, oh, the dog just woke up. So it's blues and greens. I do like blues and greens a lot, and so this would be some. If it wouldn't be on a low buy, I would have been like, I'm gonna buy this for sure. So at the moment I'm trying out the Affinity palette, which is kind of like a little bit the sister palette to this one, since it's basically like oranges, yellows, reds and purples. So purples are also a bit here, but you know, like the warm toned ones, but this is more the cool toned one, I would say. And I am currently testing it out. There is a review that I will be doing on it. It's gonna come up, but it's still gonna be a bit till probably next week, probably, or maybe the end of this week. We will see. And I don't know yet, like I still have to play a bit around with it, how I like it, because the palette before that, the Destiny palette, I was not the biggest fan of that one. So I have to see how is my final verdict on the Affinity palette, and I think depending on this, I might include this in one of the 2 items that I allow myself per month to pick up to buy this. But I will have to see. Like it's definitely one of the ones that I'm like, I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it. So let's move on. This one is, I'm sure you already saw people speaking about it. It's all over Instagram as well. So I'm sure you already saw this, but I want to speak about it here today. And this is the new Melt Stack with the Melt Blueprint. It's a melt stack that's gonna be $48 and it's available on January 18th, so in a couple of days. And so yeah, I am really liking this actually, even though it's like blues and neutrals, it's like half. This I really like, and I mean if it would be on a low buy, I would get this. But I just recently had a video where I spoke about how I don't reach for the melt stack that I have. I think the Love Sick or Sick Love stack or something, and this one I don't reach for this one because of its format. So why it would be with this one any different? I do like that they have the split pans now. That makes it a bit more versatile in general, but I don't think I'm gonna pick this up. I think I am already like, I don't need to really dupe for myself those browns, but I am gonna go ahead and try to dupe myself those blues, which I think I totally can do in my collection, honestly. And then I will be better with it and I will be fine with it not picking it up. So this is something I would have definitely picked up if I wouldn't be on a low buy, but being on a low buy, I don't think it's worth it to waste one of the items, of the 2 items that I allow myself per month on this melt stack. But I will be very interested in what people are gonna say about it. Like I will keep an eye on it, how it's gonna be perceived and everything, because I do like the melt formula. The melt formula is pretty good, especially in the stacks. Okay, let's move on to this. This is a new foundation from Hourglass. It's gonna be called the Vanish Liquid Foundation, and it's supposed to be weightless, full coverage, seamless application, and long wearing, second skin adherence. A natural finish and light reflecting microspheres, blurring and smoothing, all you want apparently in a foundation. And so for foundation, I am on a no buy, so I did not allow myself by my own rules for this year to buy any new foundations. This one, why didn't it come out last year? I always wanted to try something from Hourglass, but the stick that they have was just really not my thing. I'm not a stick foundation person, pretty much, so I was like, why don't they have a liquid one? That would be cool. And now they come out with this one. Why now? So that's something I would have gotten, because I do think, like, from the description, it seems to work for a lot of skin types. And I am a little bit more into like a bit more natural finish, more like seamless finish lately rather than a matte finish. So that would have been a good way to try Hourglass base products, and to also try, you know, using a bit more natural looking foundations. But well, here I am on my no buy for foundations, and I'm not going to buy it. But I think it's great that they're coming out with this foundation. The shade range looks not super good, to be entirely honest. Like, there are not too many deep tones. The shade range doesn't look really great, so that's not so good, actually. So yeah, I don't know. Probably better I pass on it. Let's move on to this one. Those are the new eyeshadow palettes, Dusk and Dawn by Kasia Cosmetics. They are made to create universal looks for both day and night. And you have one with the blue, silver, and like gold, and one with very deep, like very yellow gold, a brown, and champagne shade, I would say. So I think it's really nice. Like. Okay, I'm not gonna get this, of course, but I do think those are pretty. I do think, especially the one with the blue, I do think this is pretty. And even though I don't think it's like super versatile, I do think that the looks, the couple of looks you can create with this are gonna be really pretty. And it does look pretty pigmented, everything, so I kind of like this. I think I like this. Kasia Cosmetics is not so easy to get a hold of in Europe, so I wouldn't have gotten this anyway probably, but I do like the whole aesthetic of these two eyeshadow palettes. And then it's just a triplet that's so refreshing. I like this. I hope there kind of come more eyeshadow palettes that small and with such nice color stories throughout the year. I really like especially the blue, and this yellow gold also looks really nice actually. So good job, Kasia Cosmetics, good job. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one was like, for me, like, what is this? So, Kasia Beauty brings out the roller glow, which is, like, how I understand it, basically like a paint kit. You have this little roller, and then you roll it in the pan with the shimmer, and then you roll it over your body. Or who needs this? Like, I don't understand that. That's for me like so weird. That could be like a joke. Like, honestly, this could be a joke. Is this cool and I'm just not? I don't know. I feel like this is so weird, and I do not get who would want that. And it's just so complicated. Why don't you just take a brush, go to a highlight, and like call it a day? Why you have to now pay? I don't know. Definitely not gonna buy this, obviously, but I don't know. Let me please know. Is this something people want? Like, sometimes when I see these things, I feel like maybe I'm just so out of touch that I have no idea. But I don't think this is something people want. I don't know. I think to me it's like, what the hell. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. And this one I was also like, why is this released now? This is the new Fenty Beauty concealer. And this is not new to you probably, but I really wanted to talk about it because it was like first Hourglass with their foundation. And I have the Fenty Beauty foundation that they have, and I really like it. And now they come out with a matching concealer to it, and I'm like, why you couldn't do this like 2 months earlier? Because I mean, it's not that I really need it, but it's something I'm super curious about. I mean, I don't think you should always buy out of curiosity, but I do think this could be a really good match to the foundation. This could look really pretty, and I don't know, I haven't seen any reviews yet because I kind of take myself from watching those reviews, honestly. But I think I will have to, and hope that everybody gives it a super bad review. I mean, they also came out with setting powder and everything, and I'm not interested in that, just basically the concealer. That would be so cool to try out, but I'm not going to because for concealers I'm also on a no buy. But I do think it's nice that they had this kind of matchsticks, I think, that people also used as a concealer. That's not something that I personally like, but this kind of concealer form is definitely my preferred one. But yeah, not this year at least. But let me know, like, have you tried this Fenty Beauty concealer? It's also such a pity because Fenty Beauty comes out always with everything at once in the whole world, but at least they launch in Europe the same time as they do in the US, so it means you can get a hold of it immediately as well and don't have to wait like half a year to get a hold of it. So that's also such a shame. So I'm like, such a pity. So let me know if you have that one and if you tried it, and if you can tell me that it's super bad. I would be very happy to hear that. Let's move on. I need to move on this. So apparently Makeup Geek is releasing new eyeshadows, 9 new eyeshadows very soon. And those were, like, at the moment I'm filming this, only those 3 are released, which are Surf's Up, which is this kind of blue on top, then the Sugar, which is this kind of pistachio green in the middle, and then Egyptian Queen, which is the kind of brown that you see in the bottom. So I don't know, Makeup Geek lately has been very not super geeky and really released super boring things, at least according to me. So I am like, this pistachio green looks pretty. I'm probably not gonna get this. I've never actually tried Makeup Geek, so I am not like super, oh, I'm gonna miss out or something. Like, I just never felt the need to pick anything up from them, and I don't do either now, but yeah, I hope that the other colors that they release are gonna be more towards the direction of like this pistachio shade rather than this brown on the bottom, because I think they really need to get a bit more you know, punch again in the game, because I think people lately just said like, this is so, like, everybody I heard speaking about Makeup Geek lately was like, this is a boring release, this is a boring release. Even people that I see on YouTube that are usually more into neutrals say that. So I think that should be like a wake-up call. So I hope that when they review the next 6 shades, it's gonna be a bit more interesting and a bit more fun than they used to do in the last couple of months. Okay, let's move on. So apparently Kat Von D is coming out with a Lock-It Powder Foundation, which is a vegan powder foundation that delivers full coverage, instant blur in extreme longwear in a sexy, compact, matte finish in 26 shades, which will be costing $35 each. Yeah, I'm not, I mean, I mentioned this once on my channel, I do not really buy from Kat Von D. I think everybody knows why. I don't know, like, I'm not a, like, what I was thinking is actually what caught my attention is like powder foundations. I never tried really powder foundations, and I don't know, I just, they don't really have a place in my makeup routine like I do my makeup, so I don't know. And then from Kat Von D, I think, like, I don't see a lot of people saying like, oh, my ride or die foundation is a powder foundation, you know. I don't think powder foundations are super popular. And then coming from Kat Von D, which since, 'cause, 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 I don't know if this is gonna be a hit for her, but yeah, I don't know. For me, it's definitely a no. I'm not supporting that brand, and so I'm happy that I can pass on it. But like, I'm really curious how it's gonna play. Since these two criteria that I just mentioned, I'm curious how this is gonna play out for her, and I'm curious to watch it, like to see what people think about it, and if actually people are gonna review it and all that. Okay, let's move on to this one. This is the new Wet n Wild Pump collection, which is their very first ATH Beauty line. What does that mean? I'm gonna research it and hope I can put it somewhere on the screen. I don't really like, this looks like such a random collection. Looks like you have like a glitter gel that, I don't know if it's the same, the detox that you see on top, it's also glitter gel. Then the exfoliating facial cleansing balls and some kind of sprays. I don't know, I think it's such a random collection. I saw this and I was like, huh, I don't really get it. It's obviously kind of more towards spring, but I don't really get this collection. Like, doesn't seem really cohesive to me. It doesn't seem very, it just seems like make a glitter gel and let's make cleansing balls and maybe a spray. What do you think? And people were like, yeah, great. And then this kind of face palettes, which looks like the top shades are kind of made for color correcting, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, like, I don't get this collection. I was just pretty confused by it and I found it super random. Looks like they took the leftovers from some other releases and just put them together. Honest, I mean, I don't want to be here bashing just brands, and I do think Wet n Wild comes out with nice collections, but this one just seems so random to me, like so random. So I'm a bit like, I don't know. Okay, let's move on. These are the new iHeart Revolution Easter eggs. And I specifically put this here because I bought once 2 of those. And even though I do like a couple of Makeup Revolution products, those that I had, they were super terrible. They're like super terrible. And so I'm not going to pick this up. I do think that the format is, it's super, super cheesy, but I kind of think it's cute. But I am not going to pick this up. But yeah, I don't know, like I saw so many bad reviews on those. Oh, like I never seen really a really good review on these eggs, but they keep on making them, and that's really confusing to me. Why would you do something more that people already didn't like? And maybe they changed the formula, that could very well be, and just kept the format since it's pretty eye-catching and people were like, oh yeah, an egg, so fun. Maybe that could be, but I don't know. I mean, they're $5 each, so they're really affordable, but honestly, I don't know, like, I hope they improve the formula on those. Let me know if you like those. Maybe you like those and you're like, what are you talking about? Okay, so let's move on to another thing. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, and probably the last thing also that I want to talk about, is the new Kylie Cosmetics blushes and bronzers and highlights, and 3 new matte lipsticks. And every time I see something from Kylie Cosmetics, I know this format seems to be new, yes, but I'm always thinking like, didn't she release tons of things like that? So people get very excited about Kylie Cosmetics. They, you know, it's always sold out and everything, and I don't know, like, why this is like, why she still releases things that always look kind of the same to, like, they do look the same to me, like any other thing she always released. I mean, I do have to give that I think the bronzers, they're interesting. Okay, so I think They are matte, all of them, so I like that. I like matte bronzes, and they do look like good, like a nice shade range, like for being only 6 shades, but they do look like they could be like like for me, they could be interesting colors. I still not gonna try it because first of all, I'm on a no buy for bronzers, and I'm also not really I don't know. Can I get a hold of Kylie Cosmetics here? I don't think so. I've never checked actually, but I don't think it's gonna be that easy in Europe, so it's nothing I'm gonna go out of my way and buy something and make an effort or something, but it's just interesting to me that her releases never really, like, I always have to check, is this a new release or is this a restock? I think that's basically what always goes on in my head with Kylie Cosmetics. So yeah, that's new from her. I think actually I'm gonna leave it like this because we spoke a couple of things. I'm here since 25 minutes, even though I had to take a break because of the dog. And yeah, so I think it doesn't have to be artificially long. And let me know in the comments down below what are the items that you are wanting to pick up next year or this year. This year, we're already in this year, BECCA. I always have that in the beginning of the year, that I'm still speaking of the next year. So anyway, let me know what are the items that you are eyeing lately that have been released, and what are the things that you think that are cool, what are the things that you think that could have been better. And yeah, so I like to chat about this, even though I'm a low buy at the moment. I really like it. Actually made me even like more to speak about new makeup releases, because you definitely have a very different eye on them if you want to restrict yourself as I do it, which is for me personally a harsh restriction compared to how I bought makeup before. So for me, I'm very much more, actually I didn't expect it, I'm much more now looking at this whole things like trend mood, indie makeup spotlight, and you know, kind of like try to analyze the whole releases, compare them to each other and anything. So actually I did not think I'm going to do this, but I'm doing it, and that's actually interesting to me. Anyway, that's not what this video is about, so let's wrap it up. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of videos. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, so I can see you here in my next video. Bye bye.